Hi, this is Mark. I work at one of the Apple retail store. In the last almost half decade, lots of people kept asking me about whether it's to get the Mac Mini or it's the iMac desktop computer. In general, I bit my tongue and I would reply like, okay, how do you plan on using your computer for? Or do you already have a mouse or keyboards or good monitors? Or just start from zero? This is very important. Firstly, let me clarify something first. The Mac Mini is now available throughout the world in two different configurations. Firstly, we call regular Mac Mini for any types of end user. Secondly, we call Mac Server, Mac Mini servers that come preloaded with the Snow Leopard server. I'm not going to talk about this today, probably later on, but let me get to the regular one. The Mac Mini is it has been specifically designed to fit well with anyone who want the least expensive Mac. That's it. Because you won't get a thing. You get only the Mac Mini units. You won't get the mouse, you won't get the keyboard, you won't get the monitor. You get the Mac Mini and you get an adapter called Mini DVI to DVI, which allows you to hook this up to any kinds of external PC monitor, which is available throughout any kinds of in the market. Like in the world, you can find this type monitors that supports DVI connectivity. That's it. So let me get this straight. If you don't have anything, don't go for the Mac Mini. It's not gonna worth your money. You pay slightly more and you go for the iMac. The least expensive iMac is gonna be much better and more practical. Okay, but if you already have a very good set of PC, you just bought a very high-end and expensive monitor, Mac Mini is the right one for you. The least expensive Mac is a great value. Okay, this is very important because the thing is the Mac Mini is not a desktop computer. Would you believe me with this? Actually, it's a laptop computer. So in terms of the probably temperatures management, in terms of ventilation process, in terms of all the things we mix together, overall performance, the iMac is way better. Okay, so in general, if you do only multitasking, like word processing, or you do web browsing, you just want to play some Facebook game, that's fine for the Mac Mini. Or you do photo editing, do some photo enhancements, you do some, you create some website, or compose a songs, mixing some song used for music. Mac Mini is truly fine. Okay, but it will be insufficient and inadequate if you play very high-end games. You do, 3D Max or Maya. You do like very high-quality industrial design. Mac Mini is not the right one for you because it's a laptop. The motherboard inside the Mac Mini is a laptop motherboard. This is the secret. Okay, you can check throughout the Apple website. The spinning speed for the hard drive is 5,004 RPM, whereas the iPod you got 7,002. That's the point. I just want to clarify this very clearly. Okay, I just don't want you to get the wrong one. That's the point. Okay, so you can ask yourself, if you start from zero, you got nothing. Don't go for the Mac Mini. It's not going to worth your money, because if you spend more about the monitor, spend about keyboards and all other things, I would suggest you go for the iMac. Because if you go for the iMac, you got the Magic Mouse. I think it's one of the best Bluetooth mouse in the world in terms of the multi-touch. I knew that somebody might say things like, okay, I don't like the feel. Okay, it won't fit my hand very well. It's not an ergonomic mouse. Okay, it's just a regular mouse, Bluetooth one, but the range is 35 feet away. And it also supports initial steps of multi-touch gesture capabilities like zoom in or swipe to go to the next photos, other stuff. iMac comes with the wireless keyboard set for Macintosh. So I think it's a great value with the LED backlit display. Even though it's not the actual LED, that's fine, but it's LED backlit display. Actually something. The least expensive iMac, I mean in 2010 you got 500 gig for hard drive. You got a number of things. And you can see the price is pretty much the same. I mean, if you go for the Mac Mini alone and add something even more after that, so I would suggest you should configure out properly. Okay. And lastly, let me inform you briefly about what you're gonna get from the Mac Mini. I have done some video editing, as you might saw earlier in this tape. Okay, you saw Steve Jobs, you saw in the backs of the units. Because at my store, we got lots of people walking around, and then in general, I usually wear some sort of a face mask all the time, like this. But that's fine. On the backs of the Mac Mini, now, I mean, in 2010, in general, you got roughly around 5 USB port. Okay, you got 5 USB cell power port, you got one FireWire 800, 1 mini display, and 1 mini DVI. But the adapter that comes with it is called mini DVI to DVI. Because throughout the market, most of those monitors, they use DVI connectivity. Okay, but sometimes you want to hook up to your probably HDMI televisions. You might consider buy a third party mini display to HDMI adapter, which is available throughout the market, also on the internet. Okay, and you got audio in, audio out, all that stuff. So I think it's a more practical one. Or if you have like a small business, you got 10 computer, and you want to move the whole system to Mac. Of course, sometimes probably buying 10 iMac is might beyond your expected budget, right? But if you go for Mac Mini, you spend only half. Okay, so hopefully you might get some. In general, the reason I didn't post or inform you about the existing specifications, because I think in general they change very quickly. Okay, so but the latest Mac Mini has been a while. That's fine, but it might be changed in the future. Okay, but at first you know now whether to get the iMac or the Mac Mini. Okay, or laptop, because sometimes to be perfectly honest, a lot of the time in general at first I would suggest my clients to go for the MacBook White rather than to go for the Mac Mini also. Because if you're a PC switcher, okay, I'm not trying to make an arguing statement, okay, but for my 6-year experience, been using Mac for 6 years, I've been working for Mac Store for 6 years, the things I realize is if you just knew for Mac at first, the telephone technical support from award-winning team from Apple may not help you that much. You might have to carry your Mac here to the Mac store and ask someone who might know the English equation. At first, you might want someone to clarify how to change the language, how to, to get to the right shortcut like command kill, that's mean quit the programs, all that stuff. So you might have to carry your Macs around. Okay, the Mac Mini is fine. You can carry that also, but it's gonna cause some hassle. You're gonna find monitor, you're gonna find mouse, you're gonna find keyboard. Okay, so that's the thing. And I hope you enjoy your Macs, and now you might have the answer in mind whether to go for the Mac Mini or the iMac. Remember, if you don't have a thing, go for the iMac, but you have a very expensive monitors, mouse, and keyboard, and you want to start with the least expensive budget possible, you go for the Mac Mini. Thanks for watching.